Them pretty, you look like Beyonce. Looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, yeah. Money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. He can tell from the front, I got it behind me. And I park my Bentley truck on my Versace driveway. Looking like money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. Money back, money back, money back, money back, money back, money back. With me pretty too, they look like bridesmaids. And they all gang, so don't be talking sideways. He said you look like this. He make sure he put Cardi down on his list. Now why this? Gonna look on my snap. I take your man and I won't give him back. I just walk into the booth and attack. I hit this guy in the roof will collapse. I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these racks. Heavy lay, waist snatch, that straight back. Got lips like Angelina, belly truck tangerine. Jumping on my, that's why they call it trampoline. Trampoline, like a Monday, throw Barbie body.
Check, check.
What's up, gang? Let me go secure for the game right quick. Hey, what's up, gang? I got it. I think it's my fault. Free real. Keep the rest. Hey, I got that checking to go. I'm gone. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce. Good drip. Good drip. But she love you. Don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from feeling all kites to putting it in my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off some. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hating and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat, ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you a voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie got the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that checking to go. A lot of these look lost. They broke, they think it's my fault. No car. I want that caught. I'm dripping, I'm stuck with the sauce. But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the light. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with your life? Bank account looking like yikes.
With me, boy. Your hands in your fingers. Your ears with get back, watch it turn to a singer. Get it fighting like this Jerry Springer. All of my to the back that like a pogo. Don't do these, they popo. Had a G-Wagon truck turned to Rojo. Find a cable 2 wheels and they going wild down in Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican.
22 personnel here on a 1st and 10. That strong I formation to the right side, you're going to look for a stretch play or something off tackle here. Instead, it's going to be a dive up the middle. Balich has no room to run, but he's going to fall forward for a gain of 1. Again, Miami's going to have to do something to get this run game up off the ground here. Buffalo's a good team in run defense. They don't give up a whole lot on the ground. Running teams are usually good at stopping the run, and so we'll see if that holds true today for both of these squads that are run-first teams. Miami breaks huddle in a compressed set. That's going to be single back deuce close. Look for the HB wham right up the middle, and there it is. He bounces it outside, and that's going to be a good user play to click on and get that tackle to keep him from getting outside. Deuce close is one of those formations that a lot of people like to run. You get the wham, you get the stretch, tight end angle. There's some good combinations out of that formation. One of the better under center formations in the game. Unfortunately for Miami, Buffalo also knows that, and they locked that down. So Miami's going to come out and gun bunch here on 3rd and 6. Looking for some heat coming off the left side here from Buffalo. But it looks like he's going to drop back into coverage, and Hess has all the time in the world. He throws into coverage, and that is not a good read, and it's going to be broken up on the sideline. Lucky it maybe wasn't intercepted there, but it'll bring up a 4th and 6. Now with that 11-mile-an-hour wind, Miami will be able to pin Buffalo pretty deep in their own territory here. Punt it all the way down, and what a bounce. That ball hits inches from the sideline and goes straight into the back of the end zone. So a tough break for Miami there. That bounce costs them about 15 to 20 yards of field position. And we're going to go look at Buffalo on their first offensive possession now. Already up 7-0, courtesy of their defense. He'll probably use his whole time here setting audibles. So we'll take a look at their defense real quick. Josh Allen is under center for Buffalo, and he's completed 68% of his passes this year for 2,600 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 18 interceptions, while taking 29 sacks. And Buffalo is actually going to use a timeout here to go ahead and set a few more audibles. We already talked about that Buffalo likes to run the ball on the ground. Jabbar Chapman is the Rookie of the Year. With 1,365 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and 18 touchdowns. Josh Allen is a little bit of a threat to run. He's got 83 yards. Josh Rogers is the backup with 396 yards and 7 touchdowns. Through the air, you're going to see Buffalo target their running backs quite a bit too. Chapman is their 3rd leading receiver in terms of yardage with 414 yards. And Josh Rogers, the backup running back, chips in for another 164 yards. This is a team that likes to get the ball to their playmakers in space. And you're going to see them come out and deuce close here as well. Audibles into single back tight. It's going to be a toss to the right. Chapman's going to go to the edge and spin. There's really nothing there, and he's going to gain 1 yard on the ground. Miami in that cover 4 defense, one of the better run defenses in the game this year. And they're going to keep contained on the edge there, and there's really nowhere for Chapman to go. Is going to bring up a 2nd and 9. The break huddle and shotgun close. Chapman is offset to the right. Anytime you're in shotgun here, you're going to want to look at Buffalo in the flat. The quick flats to Chapman to try to make a guy spin. They're going to audible into a different formation. Chapman is to the left now. Allen drops back to pass. He's got all the time in the world to throw, and he's going to hit McMahon up the sideline, and he's going to make a guy miss. No, he's brought down at the 44-yard line as Buffalo pushes the ball into Miami territory for the first time in the game. Great patience in the pocket there by Allen. To stand tall in the pocket. You got to see, if you're Miami, you got to put some pressure on him, not let him sit back there, because they hit lots of deep crossing routes if you give them time. And Chapman is going to be blown up in the backfield. Even if he got off of that one, there was nowhere to go. Trifas had a linebacker shooting the gap. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 12. You see Chapman's a little fatigued already on the play call screen there, so something to watch out for if he gets popped here. Maybe he fumbles the ball as they come out and deuce close again. Looking at a tight end angle play here, unless they audible out of the play. And they're going to run it. Allen drops back to pass. He's going to hit the drag to Mitchell, and Mitchell's going to be brought down at the 39-yard line. So that's going to be a good gain of yardage there, get into 3rd and manageable. 3rd and 5 as the clock ticks down to 2 minutes left in the first quarter. And break huddle, 3 wide receivers to the left, tight end and a running back to the right. This is dagger and inside zone formation for both teams, for a lot of teams. But Chapman's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage, going to bring up a 4th and 5. And with the 11-mile-an-hour wind, this is actually out of field goal range. A 57-yard field goal is out of range because of the ridiculous amount of wind that's in every game that's ever played in Madden CFM this year. So they'll try and flip field here and pin Miami deep. And that punt's going to go out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So we'll see what Miami can do with it here. Ball on their own 16. They got to stop and off the field, which is key as Buffalo burns their second timeout. I'm not sure why they called a timeout there. I must have missed that. Miami breaks huddle in 13 personnel with 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and a tight end on the left side. They're going to motion here. This is going to be a stretch or a toss to the left. And overshoots it, and Ballage breaks a tackle, and it's off to the races, and he's going to take this to the house. You knew that play was coming. As soon as you motioned that wide receiver, you knew it was going to be the stretch or the toss to that side. And Buffalo makes a key mistake. They shoot the gap, but they overshot the running back, and Ballage blows over. Can't use my words correctly. He bowls over the safety, and he's going to take that one all the way for a touchdown, and that's going to knot this game up 7-7. Miami just ties it up. We've seen 2 big plays now. Both have happened while Miami's on offense, and one has resulted for a score for each team. Now 1:20 left in the first quarter. We'll see how Buffalo can respond. Buffalo hit the one nice crossing route to move the ball in their first possession and then stalled out just outside of field goal range. We'll see if they can string together a couple first downs this drive. Breaks huddle, 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. Chapman offset to the left of the quarterback. And Allen's going to drop back to pass. It's a 3-man rush versus 6 blocking, so he's got all day to throw. And he's going to throw a deep route into traffic, and it's going to be broken up. Good play by the defensive back there. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Buffalo breaks huddle again. They're going to come out and deuce close as a favorite formation theirs to come out in, and then audible into different formations. And that looks like what we're going to see here. As Allen changes the play, we're going to flip it to 2 tight ends on the right, 2 wide receivers to the left. And Buffalo's still making adjustments to the play call. Now send McMahon into motion from left to right. And the clock is ticking down, 3 seconds on the play clock. Allen beats it. He gets off the snap, and he throws into traffic on that quick slant. It's going to be intercepted. It's going to be Miami ball on their 29-yard line. You almost wonder if he double-tapped the button there because he threw that ball so quick after the snap. Regardless, that's a huge mistake for Buffalo. And Miami's going to have the ball inside of field goal range as they come out in that jumbo personnel with 3 tight ends. Run it up the middle with with Ballage, and he's going to be tackled at the 24 for a 4-yard gain. So if you're Miami right here, you've got to have the mentality to all over. The field goal, it seems like, would be huge here. After the long run, you get the interception, you've got all the momentum in the world. I'd look for Miami to play it super conservative here. As again, they run it right up the middle with Ballage, and it looked like he had a hole to run, but the defensive end disengages and gets the tackle. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 3. Miami breaks huddle in 13 personnel. Got 3 wideouts to the right. The running back is offset to the left. And he's going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it up the seam, and it's lurked over the middle by Ryan. He's going to be tackled at the 6-yard line. The one thing you cannot do if you're Miami in that situation is give the ball back. That just took points off the board. That is a nice play by Buffalo to keep the score deadlocked here at 7 coming into the end of the first quarter. Buffalo is going to break huddle in a compressed set, gun-tight flex. Chapman is offset to the right. Allen changing the play, motions out Mitchell to the right. You get the snap, and Miami brings pressure, but it's picked up nicely by Buffalo, and they sling it up the sideline. It's going to be caught by McMahon on the wheel route. He gets the tackle, and he's all the way up to the 46-yard line. It looked like there would have been a shot for the interception there. It was good coverage and man coverage, but McMahon makes the play, breaks the tackle, and he gets all the way up to the 46-yard line. And like a narf, Buffalo calls a play here with 6 seconds left. They've got no chance to get off before the end of the quarter. So that's going to take us to the end of the first of an action-packed quarter, 7-7. Buffalo scored on an opening drive, pick 6. Miami matched a few minutes later with a 75-yard run. And that got us to where we are right now, 7-7 at the start of the second quarter. With the 11-mile-an-hour wind at their back now, Buffalo's probably only about 5 or 6 yards away from being in field goal range. I'm not sure what kind of kicker he has, but a 65-ish yarder is probably well within range for that sort of wind. Allen sends Mitchell in motion close. And it's going to be a stretch play to the left. Chapman's out on the edge. He spins, but he's got nowhere to go. He picks up maybe a yard. And Miami so far has held Chapman to -1 yard rushing on 4 attempts, which is a huge win for them. Like we said in the first quarter, the team that's able to stop the run is probably going to come out on top in this game. And so far, that's been Miami as they've answered the bell against the Buffalo rushing attack here today. Buffalo's in gun-tight flex. Allen flips the play. Motions out Mitchell. And here's the snap. They just get it off. He drops back to pass, and he slings it out to the flat, and that should have been intercepted. A major break for Buffalo that Miami doesn't take that to the other house or to the other end for 6. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. Again, if you can guard those quick flats, both of these guys like to throw into the flats, and we're seeing pretty good defense so far by everybody as Miami's going to lurk that over the middle again. It's going to be intercepted at the 31-yard line by Jerome Baker. Miami's going to have the ball back as Buffalo takes potential points off the board with yet another interception. I can't tell if we're seeing really high-quality defense so far today or some low-quality offense, but either way, you knew this is about what this game would be. A battle of the defenses as Ballage runs it up the middle. He's going to get a couple of yards, brings him up to 99 yards on the day with that 2-yard carry. If you're Buffalo right now, you've got to find a way to get Chapman going in the running game. I feel like they're getting a little far away from their offensive identity, and Allen's thrown too many passes early in the first half. They really need to get Chapman more involved in this game. Miami comes out and gun ace. And it's going to be a handoff to Ballage off the right side. He missed the hole, bounces it outside, probably lays onto Turbo a little bit too quick there. Missed the hole, runs into the tackle, and it's going to be dropped at the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. So stop here would be key for Buffalo. Again, Miami's going to be punting into that 12 or 11 mile an hour wind. So they're not going to be able to flip field position very well. If Buffalo can just get off the field here, they'd be in pretty good shape. So Miami comes out in gun-tight slots. Running back is off to the right of the quarterback. It's going to be drops back to pass. He's got a clean pocket to stand in, and he throws deep up the seam. That's going to be batted away and intercepted again at the 20-yard line. McNary's going to break tackles the wrong way, spin awkwardly, and he's going to be down at the 15-yard line. That's now 5 combined turnovers in the first 9 minutes of this game for these two offenses. To the credit of Miami, one of those was a hit as he throwing interception, and that one was one that he's covered, but it gets popped up into the air for the interception. But still, a crazy amount of turnovers for a playoff game as they're going to throw a swing pass out to Chapman on the edge, and nothing doing there. They're trying to get Chapman into space, and it's just not working at all. Miami's all over it, swallows it up for a 1-yard gain, and it'll bring us to a 2nd and 9. The bad thing for Buffalo is they probably would have been in better shape if they dropped that interception. I don't think Miami could have punted the ball all the way to the 15-yard line into the wind. But you'll take a turnover however you can get some of that momentum. As Buffalo comes out in the spread here. Motions Anunwa from left to right. Comes set. Allen drops back to pass. It's an overload blitz on the right, and a guy comes free, and he's hit as he throws, and Allen is going to throw an incomplete pass. He had the guy on the drag, but no time to get it off. And Allen is now 3 of 9 passing with 2 interceptions, while Chapman has 5 rushes for 0 yards, and this Buffalo offense is struggling. Comes out in gun bunch. The bunch is to the left side, the wide side of the field. Motions out McMahon. Now on that motion out, you're going to look for the quick throw. Yep, that's what he looks for, but it's not cover 3, it's cover 2, and it's going to be intercepted by Howard in the flat. When you motion that guy out, you've got a good shot against cover 3 to hit the quick flat route as it's breaking up field and get a first down, but Miami is not in cover 3, they're in cover 2, and Howard is right there for the interception. That's now 6 combined turnovers in this game. And to be honest, Miami is a fool if they throw a pass here. Just run the ball 3 times and take 3 points at this point if it comes to it. As Ballage rushes up the middle, and he's going to get 8 yards. It's going to bring it to a 2nd and 2, and we're paused. On the year, Josh Allen has only thrown 18 interceptions, but he's thrown 3 already today in a crucial playoff game. For Miami, Chris Hess has thrown 20 interceptions on the year and thrown 3 today. So a little bit out of the norm for both of these guys, averaging around an interception a week with 3 each in the first half. But Miami is threatening here, and Buffalo's going to have to bow up and stop the run here in the red zone. As they shift the line to the right, and it's going to be a run up the middle by Ballage. He runs into his drop to the 3-yard line. That's going to bring up a 1st and goal. I'm not sure why Buffalo shifted the line to the right there when Ballage was to the right of the quarterback. It would seem like you'd swing it to the left there, but I'm sure they know something that I don't. Miami comes out in 22 personnel, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and Buffalo's going to be in the goal line. It's going to be an off-tackle run to the left, and Ballage is going to walk untouched into the end zone as Miami is going to take a 14-7 lead pending this extra point. Those of you guys watching the game, if somebody had dropped something in the comments and let me know if the audio is still synced up right, I would appreciate it. I got to keep it muted for myself so it doesn't echo for you guys. Miami's going to kick the ball deep, and Buffalo will have a chance to return. Very dangerous in the return game here as Rodgers is going to spin to the inside, but he's going to be swallowed up at the 25-yard line. So with 3:24 left, Buffalo needs to put together a drive here. 14-7 is the score. Their 1 touchdown was on defense. They've only picked up 1 first down on offense. They've really struggled with turnovers in this game, as they've only picked up 90 yards. They're going to come out in 13 personnel. And it's going to be a stretch play to the right, and Chapman has some room. He's going to spin. He makes the guy miss, and he is off to the races. Just like that. Oh, he's going to be run down at the 15-10. He's going to break 3 tackles and then get face mask. They couldn't bring him down without grabbing the face mask. What a run by Chapman. That's what's so frustrating when you play one of these teams, one of these run-heavy teams. You can do everything right for so long, and all it takes is one play to change a game. This Chapman's going to bulldoze up the middle to the 4-yard line. Not much of a gain, but just like that, Chapman has 65 yards on 7 carries. And now Buffalo is inside the 5-yard line, threatening to score once again. Chapman's going to stay in the game, even though he's fatigued right now, so that's something to keep an eye on as Buffalo comes out in a tight slots. And Allen's going to drop back to pass. Only 3 guys rushing. He's got plenty of time, but nothing really there. And he's going to roll out to the sideline, and he's going to throw another interception in the end zone to Tankersley. Really unfortunate break for Buffalo there. Usually when you roll out like that in the red zone, nothing good is going to happen, but the wide receiver was actually open, and Allen uncorks a horrible throw for his 4th interception of the day. And if you're Buffalo, it's worth considering putting Allen on the bench at this point. His confidence is shaken. The momentum is definitely not in your favor, and sometimes it seems like putting in that backup quarterback helps with that. But it's something to keep an eye on as this game goes on. Ballage is going to gain 6 yards there on first down, and the clock continues to tick towards the 2-minute warning. Miami comes out with, in the shotgun, 2 wideouts to the left, running back to the right. It's going to be an inside zone, and Ballage is going to be close to the first down marker. And they say he got it. So 1st and 10 at the 31, and that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Miami comes out in gun bunch with the bunch to the left of the field. Buffalo's setting up their defense, and it's going to be a halfback base to the left, and there's really nowhere for Ballage to go. He's going to be swallowed up at the 31, maybe a gain of 1 yard there. That was off tackle. And now the clock continues to tick. Miami's in no hurry. They've got all 3 timeouts, but they do want to keep an eye on the clock here. 1:42 to go until half. They're into the win, so it's going to be tough for a field goal here. 15 rushes and 5 passes. And so Miami's going to have to think about throwing the ball here. What's crazy is that they've thrown 5 passes and 2 of them have been interceptions. And Buffalo's numbers aren't much better. The clock continues to run. Hess drops back to pass. He's got all day to throw. Works the pocket well, and it's going to be lurked over the middle. We called it. That's 6 passes, and 3 of them have been interceptions. That brings the total turnovers up to 7 in this game. 8 turnovers in this game. And Buffalo has the ball already inside of field goal range. And at this point, it's exciting to see how they're going to ruin this, because I have no expectation that either team is actually going to score here. And he slings that to the flat to Anunwa. They're going to go for the strip. But he's going to fall down. He's going to be inbounds for a 2nd and 5. So 4 of 11 passing for Buffalo with 4 interceptions. 1:09 remaining. Come out and gun Trey Y flex. It's going to be an inside zone, and Trifish shoots the gap perfectly and makes a play there. And Miami is going to take a timeout on a 3rd and 4 with 1:02 remaining. And again, if I'm Buffalo here, I'm not throwing the ball. I'm going to run the ball here. I'm going to take my points and make Miami burn another timeout. And Miami's just daring them to run it, though, spreading the line like that. But they are going to throw, and gets a looping pressure off the edge. He slings it at a safety, and he's able to possession catch that and fall down. I'm not sure how that linebacker came in untouched like that, but good pressure by Miami. Better hot read by Buffalo there to get the ball out. And the clock's going to continue to run at 43 seconds. Allen's going to roll right. He's got room to run. He's going to slide down at the 11-yard line with 30 seconds remaining, and the clock continues to tick. And again, Buffalo's in no hurry. They've only got one timeout. Those 2 early timeouts they took could come back to haunt them here. 20 seconds. It's going to be an inside zone. Chapman up the middle. He's got a lane. He's going to be hit at the 1-yard line, and now Buffalo's going to go hurry up. 10 seconds and counting. This is going to be another inside zone to see if they can punch it in before they take the timeout, and Miami is all over it, shoots the gap. That might have even been a run commit. And with 5 seconds left, Buffalo's going to bring out the field goal team. I don't like the clock management there by Buffalo. I mean, it's hindsight now, but taking those 2 timeouts in the first quarter really comes back to hurt them, as they're not able to try to punch the ball in there again. But they'll get the field goal. It's going to go 10-14 heading into the half here. As I assume they're just going to squib kick it here to run out the last 2 seconds. And so going into half, it's 14-10. Miami leads. Buffalo's going to get the ball after halftime. Each team has 4 turnovers. I believe each team has a pick 6. Each team has a massive run and not much else to speak of on offense. And so we'll see how the third quarter plays out here, as Miami is going to have the win to start off the third quarter. Buffalo comes out in gun tray float, whatever this stupid formation is called. Gun tight flex. And they're going to audible into something else. Go ahead and comes out in a single back set now. It's going to be a stretch play to the right. Miami over pursues a little bit, but sets the edge, and Chapman's only going to have a yard there, and is going to bring up a 2nd and 9. Buffalo breaks huddle and tight flex again. Motions out Mitchell. It's going to be a play action pass. Miami brings pressure, but it's picked up. And you got X on a deep ball. Does Allen get it there? He does. And it's hauled in by McMahon at the 17-yard line. Was wide open for a touchdown if Allen can get the ball down there, but that's a long throw into the wind. And even Josh Allen with his 98 throw power can't quite get the lead on the ball there. But Buffalo's going to be well inside of field goal range here in the red zone, as they come out in tight flex again. Going to drop back to pass. Only a 3-man rush by Miami this time, and Allen's got all day. He rolls out to the left. He's going to run the ball, and he dives for the first down marker. He's going to pick up the first down to the 5. Dangerous play there to dive like he did, but it works out. He doesn't fumble, and he's going to be down at the 5-yard line. Now we'll see if they can punch the ball in. You've got to expect a run here. Miami's going to be in cover 4. They're going to dive down, and Chapman bounces that out to the left, and that's a touchdown if the receiver can hold that block, but he can't. And so instead it's going to be a 2-yard loss. Buffalo comes out in a single back set. But it's going to be a run up the middle, and Baker blows that up, and we got a flag, and it's going to be a face mask, which will be an automatic first down. It's going to bring up a 1st and goal and give Buffalo 3 more opportunities here on the 3-yard line. Now Miami is out in goal line, and this is going to be a toss to the left, and Chapman, again, should have been a touchdown, but the pulling guard and the receiver both with blocks, and it's going to be a 1-yard loss. I mean, sometimes when you make the right read, it's just not there because the blocking in this game lacks logic sometimes. But Buffalo's going to be second and goal at the 4 as the clock now drops inside of 5 minutes in the third quarter. Comes out in gun bunch. The bunch is to the wide side of the field on the right. Mitchell motions out. Drops back to pass. It's a 3-man rush, and he's going to high point the ball back in the hands. That's going to bring up a third down. It's a good read, good throw, but the receiver just can't hang on to the ball, so he got plastered by the safety there. And on third and goal here, you wonder if Buffalo is going to run the ball, or are they going to take another shot at the end zone? Comes out in gun tray trips. Drops back to pass, a 3-man rush again. All day to throw, and he's going to run up the middle and take a big hit. It's going to be called a sack, and that's going to bring up 4th and goal. And Buffalo, once again, unable to punch the ball in inside the 5-yard line. And they'll settle for 3. Scoring in the red zone is very difficult in this game, especially against a good user that's able to shoot gaps and run defense. And we'll see if that ends up being the difference in the game. The 2 field goals that Buffalo takes from inside the 5. Now Miami hits the field, clinging to a 1-point lead for their first possession of the second half. Miami comes out, 2 wide receivers to the left, tight end to the right, and it's going to be a run up the middle, and Ballage has a whole second, gets sucked into a tackle there for a 2-yard gain. Miami comes out. This is dagger formation here, so watch. Oh, Buffalo is going to take a timeout. Another early timeout by Buffalo here. That came back to haunt them in the first half. We'll see what it does in the second half, as they call a timeout on a 2nd and 8. Miami changes formation. They're going to come out in pistol ace now. Balance formation, but then they motion a tight end from right to left, and it's going to be a strong power to the left. And Buffalo is able to get out there and contain that run. It's going to be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 5. Miami breaks huddle and gun tray Y flex. Again, this is dagger formation here, so watch that deep crosser to Parker with the underneath route by Grant. No, he motions Grant, so this is going to be levels Y sail. And that is exactly what it is. He's going to throw it up into traffic, but it's going to be broken up. And Hess is now 1 of 7 passing with 4 interceptions. Remarkable defense on both sides of the sticks in this game. And again, Miami, 2 of their interceptions have been a little fluky with the sack throw and the deflection, but Buffalo's made 2 great plays on theirs, and Miami's baited Buffalo into 4 interceptions. And that's where we stand right now. Both offenses struggling to move the ball, but Buffalo has started to pick it up a little bit now. They've just been unable to find the end zone. They'll come out on their own 7-yard line. 2 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left. And they're calling a bunch of hot routes, so it's probably going to stay a pass play. Allen drops back to pass. It's a big blitz from the right by Miami. Allen's got all day to throw, and he throws right at a Miami defender for a touchdown. I don't really know what to say about that one. The in route was open early, but it hadn't been open for about 3 seconds when Miami makes that throw. And It's just a poor read. I don't know if he didn't see him in the snow. I'm not sure what happened there, but Miami's going to kick the extra point, and they're going to go up by 8 now. So it's still a one-possession game if Buffalo is able to score and get a 2-point conversion. But they've really struggled in tight quarters in the red zone right now, so 2-point conversion is no sure thing, and neither is scoring a touchdown. Come out on the 25-yard line here after that kickoff. 3rd and 8, or not 3rd and 8, 3:08 left in the third quarter. Very uncharacteristic day for both of these teams, having so many turnovers on offense. They're going to motion the receiver from right to left. Allen drops back to pass. Only a 3-man rush. He's got all day to throw. He's got B open, and he drops it in a bucket. Mitchell, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 43-yard line for a big gain. Now, I haven't watched a ton of league games lately. I just haven't had the time, but I've seen enough to know that when Trevor sends a guy in motion, you should be very afraid because he's always got something cooked up to get that guy wide open. And we see it right there. We saw it earlier on that cover 3 beater that he hit Max over the top on, that Allen just didn't quite have enough throw power for. So when he sends a guy in motion, watch out. Now Allen's going to drop back to pass again. Miami brings 4 this time. He's got a guy coming through, and he's going to hit a corner route. Open, he hangs on at the 16-yard line. Just like that, Buffalo is back inside the red zone. We'll see if the results will be different today from the or different this time than it was the last time. It's going to be a draw play to Chapman, and a beautiful job by Trifus of shooting the gap there with his linebacker. He drops Chapman for a 3-yard loss. Against cover 4, draw is a perfect play call. You get wide running lane there, but the Dolphins user is able to shoot the gap and blow that one up and put Buffalo behind the sticks. Allen drops back to pass. He's got the wide open flat there, and he takes it to McMahon, and he's dropped at the 16-yard line. So 3-yard gain. They're going to get back what they lost on first down. But that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. And all of a sudden, if you're Buffalo, a field goal might look pretty good. You definitely don't want to turn the ball over here. Give it back to this Miami offense. Buffalo comes out in the I formation, 2 wideouts to the left, tight end to the right. It's going to be a stretch play. He bounces it back inside, and he had a hole, but the right tackle disengages from the defensive end and gets into the hole, ends up covering that up, and Buffalo is going to be forced to settle for a field goal. And it is shanked off to the right. That's a huge mistake by Buffalo there to keep this at an 8-point game. Big break for Miami. Looked like he missed the accuracy a little bit there. The wind caught it, and the rest was history. And Buffalo continues to shoot themselves in the foot in this game. Miami comes out in this jumbo set and runs it right up the middle with Ballage, and he had his pick of holes, and he chose the one on the left. He's going to pick up 6 yards. This 5-2 defense that Buffalo is running, it's an interesting defense. A lot of potential to shoot gaps and blow up plays in the backfield, but there's also, if you get clean blocks up the middle, there's very few linebackers on the field to be able to come up and make a play. And so it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward defense when you're in open field situations like this, but it's been working for them for the most part so far today, and we'll see if they stick with it. Here's the third quarter winds down in Buffalo. Miami comes out in single back, tight into the right, so you're looking at a dive or a stretch here. I don't think he's got a pass play out of this formation. And it is going to be the dive right up the middle, and he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. We'll bring up a 2nd and 10. We'll see if Miami just takes it to the end of the quarter here. Nope, they're going to come up to the line of scrimmage again. Going to come out in 11 personnel. 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 3 wide receivers. And this is the gun Trey Y flex, so you're looking for dagger here, you're looking for PA crossers or level sail, and it's going to be level sail out to the flat real quickly. And that's only Hess's 2nd completed pass of the day. He's now 2 for 8 passing with 4 interceptions. And that'll be the last play of the third quarter. As we go into the fourth quarter, throw your 4s up. Miami leading 21-13 over Buffalo in Buffalo in Wild Card Weekend of Season 28 in Dev Nation Live. We'll be back in just a moment. Miami's going to come out in gun bunch, and it's going to be that off-tackle play to the left. And Ballage has nowhere to go. He's going to be swallowed up for a loss, and Miami is going to now have to punt the ball. You know, if I'm Miami and I think that I'm looking at a 3-and-out there, I definitely would have liked to have done the punt on the other side of the fourth quarter so you had the wind. But they're going to be punting into the wind here, so not going to get as good of a punt, but they're still going to drop it in at the 23-yard line. And now if you're Buffalo, you've got to begin to have a sense of urgency. I don't know if Buffalo has a 2-point conversion play that they're confident in, but if they don't, they need to score as quickly as possible to give them time to get the ball back, with only 6:42 remaining in the game. And the Bills are going to come out in a spread formation with Chapman to the right, 2 wideouts to each side. And changing plays. Sending a wide receiver in motion, which is always scary. And Allen drops back to pass. Miami sends heat, but it's picked up, and he hits the drag to Enunwa. And Enunwa's going to fight with a tackler, and he's going to go down at the 30, and he's grabbing his hand, it looks like. And so Enunwa, who has 2 receptions for 11 yards on the day, is going to be seen by the trainers off the field. And Buffalo comes out in that stretch or that spread formation again with Adam Thielen coming into the game in place of Enunwa. We've got a motion again. And Allen's going to drop back to pass. Again, he's got time. He tosses it over the middle. That's a risky pass to McMahon. He drops it into the middle of 3 guys.
Shane
but it's going to be broken up.
Ace!
Hey, what's up? Who was that?
That's your buddy! It's Marty.
Hey, I didn't even actually have my headset on because I felt like it was too loud. It was sitting on my lap, so I just heard you screaming faintly and about freaked out. I about freaked out because I'm home alone and I had no idea what that noise was.
Nice. Yo, I didn't know this was going on so early.
Yeah. So I tell you haven't seen the game then. You want me to catch you up?
It's fine. We're doing bath time here. I had no idea. Yeah, no, you're good. I'm let you take care of it. I'm just watching. Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't even touch me up. I'm good.
Okay. All right, so 1st and 10 here for Buffalo with 6:18 remaining. Again, Buffalo needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion after a missed chip shot field goal. And they come out in gun Trey Y flex. He's going to drop back. He's got all day to throw, and he hits an in route to Mitchell, and Mitchell is hit hard, but he hangs onto the ball at the 50-yard line. Josh Allen's had a much more productive day passing so far than Hess, but that's not saying a lot as both guys have been really prone to turnovers. Now Allen drops back to pass. Again, he's got time to throw. He's going to throw it out to the flat to Mitchell, and Mitchell falls down to make that catch, so he's only going to get 5 yards.
Wait a minute.
He'll bring up a 2nd and 5.
Allen's got 5 interceptions?
Hess has 4 or 5.
Holy fucking God. Why am I at home?
Hess is 2 of 8 passing with 4 picks.
What?
To his credit, 2 of his interceptions, one of them he got hit as he was throwing and a defensive lineman caught it, and another one got deflected up into the air and picked, but the other 2 were bad, but all of Buffalo's have been pretty bad. Or really good lurks, whichever way you want to look at it. So he fits that in on the sideline to Thielen. It's going to get it down to the 6-yard line. Unfortunately for Buffalo, there is 0 for 3 inside the red zone, punching it into the end zone this game. We'll see if their luck changes here.
There? He had that covered with his user, and he just peeled off it. And there's nobody around him.
So Buffalo's had really poor luck running the ball in the red zone here. Miami's doing a great job setting up their run defense, that cover 4 shooting gaps. Buffalo really needs a pass play that would beat cover 4 here because that's all Miami's running inside the 5. And it looks like he is going to pass the ball here. And he drops back to pass. He's going to look at that high. And it's another interception. That's 6 interceptions for Josh Allen now as Minka Fitzpatrick breaks on that. Buffalo continues to struggle in the red zone. And it's going to end up costing them this game. So 4:33 left. Barring something crazy, Buffalo's going to get the ball one more time, and they're going to have to score and get a 2-point conversion. And thus far, they haven't been able to put the ball in the end zone. So that's going to be a dicey proposition as they still have to stop the run there and only give up 3 yards. It's going to be a 2nd and 7 as the clock continues to run.
I can't believe we're watching 6 interceptions in a game.
He threw 1 interception in the red zone earlier that Allen made a horrible throw. And there he overshoots the gap, and that's going to be a first down for Ballage. Yeah, it was one of those plays where nothing's there, and you roll out to the sideline, and nothing good happens when you do that.
No, once you start
and
to get close
I
to
thought
the
he was,
sideline.
I thought he was going to throw it away, but I think Max clicked to send his flat defender, which left a guy wide open in the end zone.
And he made
and so Allen throws it, but he's on the run and under pressure, and it just sailed to the guy behind him. So that one was a tough break, but the rest of them have been kind of bad throws, uncharacteristic.
I'll tell you what. It's not for nothing, but it is hard to throw in the snow. I don't know. It's Madden or whatever, but it definitely, your receivers fall over and shit. It can fuck up your timing pretty good.
No doubt. There's an 11 or 12 mile an hour wind too that's been affecting it some.
Yep, it'll definitely do it.
There was one play where Buffalo called a cover 3 beater, and they caught Miami in a cover 3, but Allen thrown into that wind just couldn't get it out there far enough.
That's a good run stop there.
So 3rd and 9 here. Buffalo can still get the ball back with about 2:40 left here. There's plenty of time, but they're going to have to put the ball in the end zone.
Can't turn it over here if you're in Miami.
I think Miami still has to throw 2 passes, too.
Uh-oh.
There's one. Yeah, Hess has only thrown 9 passes. 3 of 9 passing for 35 yards with 4 interceptions. So if you're the Bills and you're aware of that fact, if you can score, even if you aren't able to get the 2-point conversion, you know Miami's got to throw another pass. It gives you at least hope. It's almost a big mistake there. You can't leave that punt in bounds.
Yep, that's a bad play.
Buffalo's going to be at the 48-yard line.
What if Buffalo wins this game throwing 6 interceptions? Does Miami quit Dev Nation?
I doubt it. But maybe he should. I can't say that. I throw multiple interceptions every game, so.
6 is a lot. 6 is more.
Yeah.
4
I don't remember the last game I threw 6 interceptions. That is a lot, but.
Oh, he's throwing right to Max. Oh, boy.
Oh.
He's lucky that.
Allen sails that, but that's probably a lucky break that he did sail it because defender's right there. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. And Buffalo coming out and throwing on first down there says to me that they're not confident in a 2-point conversion play or they'd be running the ball right now because they've been much more successful running.
Got a cover 3 beater. Oh, he can't get it off.
That's the same play that he ran earlier against the same blitz, I think, and Allen's not able to get it off. But that was a touchdown. That's a touchdown if he gets that pass off.
And he's open there for a while.
Yeah, you got it on that one. You've got to wait.
Oh, Max is right. Oh, boy.
Oh. Yeah, on that one, you've got to wait longer than you think, or that safety you can click onto and get over there. But waits a little bit too long. It's going to bring up a 4th and 20.
What do you do if you're Miami here? What are you calling? Max coverage or you send in the house?
If I'm Miami, I'd probably call I'd send the house. Of course, I did that against Miami in season 1, and he burned me for a touchdown. So
right.
Maybe I should change that strategy. If I'm Buffalo, I would have taken that. Of course, I take drag routes anyways, but I would have taken that drag route to get it to fourth and
Miami
less than
coming in
20.
on a huge blitz, and
He gets it off, and it's going to be caught. No, he didn't hang on to it. Almost got it. Now, the good thing for Buffalo is there's 2:01 left.
right.
And so they get a free timeout here because they already burned a timeout third. I believe Miami's going into the win, so they're not in field goal range, but I don't think they're going to have to. I think they're probably a first down away from field goal range. And this is where that missed field goal for Buffalo is so big right now.
Oh, missed a field goal too?
Yeah. Yeah, it missed a field goal that, I mean, you'd still have to score a touchdown, but you could afford to give up a field goal here if Miami's able to win one.
Yo, I picked Buffalo to win this game. I can't believe Miami's going to get the best of them 3 times in the season.
And so here's the situation. It's 3rd and 8 right here, 1:51 left, and Miami still has to throw another pass if they're aware of that fact. So if you're Buffalo, you can probably play pass defense right here. And given the odds that Miami's thrown 3 completions and 4 picks, there's a better chance Buffalo catches it than Miami catches it.
It's not that hard to throw on these guys. I don't understand why they're both playing like this. It's got to be the weather. Here comes a blitz, and here's a...
Oh, it's a sack fumble.
Oh,
and,
no!
Oh, he falls on it instead of picking it up. If you get the scoop animation, that's a touchdown for Buffalo. And if Miami sees that streaking tight end, that was a touchdown for Miami. There was a guy wide open. I think he cocked back to throw it, but it was just too late. Huge break for Buffalo. And to be honest, Miami's in major danger of facing a suspension in the next round of the playoffs now.
Oh, he has lots of time here now. He could easily get a touchdown here.
Yeah, plenty of time. You don't got to rush if you're Buffalo. You can't get the ball back anyways without a timeout. So
these corner routes are just on every play.
Allen drops back to pass. 4-man rush. He's got time.
Flag.
He's going to throw.
Oh, that was almost a touchdown.
It's almost interception. That's probably going to be holding. It is holding. It's going to back it up to a 1st and 20.
Can't fucking watch.
So 1st and 20, 1:22 left. Combined total of 11 turnovers in this game, and it's all going to come down to the last possession. So play action pass. He picks up the pressure.
I'm gonna throw.
He's going to hit the cover 3 beater to McMahon, and he's all the way down to the 12-yard line. The question is that too close?
Right.
I feel like it's so much easier to score from outside the 10 than inside the 10, so I'd start looking to take shots to the end zone now.
Yo, I got a feeling we're going to see a touchdown here.
So, yeah, I definitely wouldn't call a run play here. I don't want to get any closer.
Table route to the halfback. There it is. That's his favorite.
So the problem is now, you're right, this is the 3rd time Buffalo's been inside the 5, and they've come away with no touchdowns. 40 seconds, the clock continues to roll. It's going to be a run play to Chapman, and Chapman breaks a tackle, and he's down to the 1-yard line.
Still got a timeout.
Baker shot that gap and had him dead to rights, but he breaks the tackle and gets out.
Been there, know how that goes.
And the clock continues to run. Chapman is fatigued. He's subbed out now for an all-important 1st and goal play. And Rodgers is in.
Yo, he's going to punch him right here.
And Rodgers punches it in. 14 seconds left. 2-point game. This is the ball game right here. Can Buffalo pick up a 2-point conversion?
Yo, Max is shitting his pants right now, dude.
This is going to be cover 4 again.
If this goes overtime, Buffalo's taking this game.
And he commits, and he had the guy wide open, and Allen misses the throw. Unbelievable. He catches the Dolphins in a run commit, and Allen just misses the throw to a wide open receiver.
It's still like he could have caught it.
And Miami's going to recover the kick, and that's the end of this game. Unbelievable.
Run commit. Who throws to the wide receiver on that anyway? You just throw it to like the tight end or something.
It's a great performance by both defenses. A lot left fired by the offenses. And so this is going to set up a matchup of Miami against Oakland in the second round of the playoffs. And then the winner of Pittsburgh and Indianapolis will take on Baltimore in the second round. Now, assuming Daddy Leagues has the seeding right.
Oh, look at... No,
Miami's
they're
gonna,
right. They're right.
Miami's going to roll out and throw the ball away because they didn't even get... They had to get their 10th pass in. I totally forgot about that.
Holy shit, dude.
He pulls an Omar move, rolling out to throw the ball away to end the game.
Yep.
So, and that's going to wrap that one up. Our first first wild card game of season 28, and Miami is going to come out on top in a 21-19 victory. What a showdown between those two guys! Like I said, third time they've met this season. I believe it's the 8th time they've met this Madden, and it never fails to disappoint.
Wow. Tom.
And with that, I'm going to bounce. I'll catch y'all later.
Later. 35 yards passing for the Dolphins to 343 for the Bills. The Bills had fucking 500 yards of offense. What a fucking mess this is. I just got home. I had no idea this was going on. I try to cover the playoff games as best I can. Josh Allen. What the fuck? Looks like we're getting some of the replays here. Dev Nation Live. This is our first wild card game. Buffalo versus Miami. These are two of the top 3 teams in the AFC. One of them had to go home tonight. I had the line posted actually during the middle of the game. Had Buffalo 3.5 point favorite, even though Miami beat them twice this season. Sounds like 10 turnovers for the two teams together. Well, more than 10 because Miami fumbled too. Holy Christ. You want to talk about a mess. The doctor here, Dr. Ice Punch, in the booth, covering Dev Nation. Again, I didn't see the first 3 quarters here. Just getting in from Grandma's here Sunday dinner. We have some more games on tonight. Atlanta, Carolina on at 8:30. And Arizona, Philly might also go down. We could have some pitcher-in-pitcher shit. Wow. It's just brutal, dude. Alright. Tell you what, I gotta go check out bath time. Just getting on there. The conversion's real bad. Oh man, that's mangled. You still doing bath?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna help me. I told you.
Is she still in there? You're all done! Hi!
Yeah, she says if they have infatuation with being on her belly.
Mad. You're mad smiley. What are you doing? Alright. I gotta hop off. I gotta finish up. We gotta go to bed here. And I can get back on or whatever. No, I can't. Holy shit. The doctor's out. We'll be back, though. Hold it down. The replays continue. This will shut down after unless somebody else picks up another game. What a fucking mess.
I woke up and I'm feeling like a boss right now. I'm gonna hold it down, I swear. I roll up and I'm smelling like a right now. I do this for my rounds, yeah. Feel like in the real life, dripping on sauce in a good life. You shine, I shine, and ain't nobody gonna take mine. I just wanna be a boss. I will never ever fall. Chillin' like a boss with my feet up. Got a bag for the visa. Pulling up the leader. Getting out while I'm on the. She's a keeper. Them play burritos. Get to the pesos with amigos. I cannot with no zeros. Don't you run out? No, I can't show you no love, baby. Yeah, I am a boss in the cut, Mayday. Bubbles and these models are.
I'm glad y'all gon' die. I ain't chasing after no. I got bigger plans on staying rich. I been tapped in since I was 6. I tap dance all on them. And your diamonds like tap water. That drip way too foggy. These VVS is way awesome. Park CLS for drop to your death without warning. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get out my way, yeah. You either with me or against me though. You either with me or win. Win, 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 win. Curve everything else. Win, 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 win. These ops ain't win, 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 win. Start chasing that. Win, 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 win. You clowns really don't stay outside when I play outside. I put the beats on them like drow side. I got the bow side and LL side. And if you act bad, I bring the outside. Go and get your money